being a man is having to walk down the street to the grocery store, accidentally having to walk behind a girl who's also walking to the grocery store. So then you start slowing down your walk because you don't want her to be creeped out or be scared. So because you want her to just go to the grocery, do your thing. But you are also going to the grocery store. It turns out she's also going to the grocery store. So you walk into the grocery store. You happen to go up the same escalator, and the reason why you went to the grocery store is because you wanted the sushi from the grocery store, but she already walked to the sushi section in the grocery store. So now you walk around the entire store pretending like you're buying anything else, but like you're really not, because you just wanted sushi, but you don't want her to be like creeped out or anything like that. So now you're just walking around wasting time until she's out of the sushi section, so she doesn't have to be freaked out. That's what being a man is like in today's age. Anyway, y'all want anything from Ralph's?
The fundamental ingredient of a simp is that they empower women financially who have no love and respect for them. Now, why they do them? They think that the only way to get a woman's attention and the only way to get her to submit and respect you in any way, shape or form is if you buy that submission, or if you buy that love, or if you buy that attraction. So what they'll deliberately do is look for women whose problems they can solve financially. And they think that, okay, even though I know she's not attracted to me, at least I know she's going to text me every time she needs some money in her cash app. Or at least I know that her birthday's coming up, so she's going to text me. So instead of seeing that as ridiculous, they actually see that as something to look forward to. They actually want that day to come around so that they can finally get a text and then finally get, oh, I'm so sorry, I've been so busy and I've been working on my trauma, and that's why I just didn't reply to your message. But, you know, it's my birthday next week and I'm so sad. I just wish someone could pay my rent. And they'll run up and do it.
A lot of modern women continue to say that men aren't putting forth effort. Yes, I am. I'm just not giving you the effort because you on some BS.
Something I keep hearing from guys is that dating is hard because women hate men. Single women do not hate men. Single women are just tired of lowering their standards to meet you at yours. It used to be really easy for men to lie to us to get what they wanted. Now you can fact check anybody. I can search your first and last name and see the whole family that you've been hiding while you're trying to live a double life with me. Simple question like, what do you do? Oh, I do this. I'm into crypto. You're saying that you do 8 different things. If you can't clearly explain something, the math ain't mathing. And when the math ain't mathing, we're holding you accountable. Potential is no longer the currency. We just don't have to settle anymore. The difference is it's harder for you guys to set a vibe that you can't maintain. We don't have to fall in love with your potential anymore. Instead, we can pour into our own potential, get the things that we want, and now we're just looking for a partner who can at least meet us on that level.
I find it hilarious when girls get on this app and they're like,
fellas, I do not regret to inform you the shift is happening. The tables are starting to turn. They are starting to use logic. View discretion advised.
I'm no revenge. I have professional athletes in my DMs. Hey, so they're in everybody's DMs. That's cool and all, but we should not be using messages from professional athletes as validation because they message everybody.
That is exactly what we've been saying all of this time. Ladies, I am so proud of y'all. Y'all finally coming around the curve to understand just because you got somebody in your DMs, let alone an athlete or a celebrity of some sort, doesn't make you that girl. They are in everybody's DMs. They're trying to crack anything moving. The only time you can actually get credit is to be committed to by a man of true value. But the key word is commitment. He would truly have to display his commitment to you and you do the same thing in return. Now, if you can get him to do that and he's an athlete, now we're talking. We moving the sticks now. But when you got Offset, Odell Beckham Jr. and Stephon Diggs in your DM, that's not a flex. You're just a body they're waiting to cross off the list. There's nothing impressive about that. I'm going to say it like I've said it before. Commitment is the only flex you can have from a person of value. If they are not committing to you, it is not a flex. Don't even bother bringing it up because we're going to tear that argument apart. Yeah, keep the change.
Men have started going their own direction and quit fixing the mistakes and the foolishness. And some of the stuff is not even a mistake. It's just you doing whatever you want to do and expecting a man to save you. And when I, as a man, have stopped doing that, my life has gotten a lot better.
Everybody already know I got 5 baby daddies, 5 kids, so it's hard for me to find dates. Y'all already know. But actually, today I did go on a date. And I went on a friend, I guess it's like a friend date. I don't know what it is. But I just wanted to show y'all what this person got me. First, these are super cute. They smell good too. These are super cute. I don't know where he got these from. But look at that. This cute little bear, and it says, "Moms make love grow." This cute little, what is it? A little card. So this says, "Hanging out with you is always the best." Like, look at this. Like a Disney. I don't know. And then some money. I don't know. This was in here. It was really fun, really cute, amazing. I'm just kidding. But it was really fun. So don't let anybody tell you that nobody wants you.
Well, honestly and truly, most of these modern women want to get their hearts broken by Chad and Tyrone. For the rest of us who actually want to improve on ourselves, we're going to go somewhere else and do that. And that's what today's sponsor, Anson Belt and Buckle, helps you to do.
Most of you aren't in relationships. You're in emotional payment plans. Let me tell you the difference between transactional, right, and a real connection. See, transactional love says what? I'll treat you right as long as you don't inconvenience me. I'll show up as long as you keep giving. I'll stay as long as you're useful, right? See, that's not love, that's a fucking contract. Real connection doesn't keep score. It doesn't tally favors. It doesn't disappear when you're tired, stressed, overwhelmed, or finally honest. And here's the red flag most people miss. If their affection changes the moment you stop over giving, you were never loved, you were being leveraged. And just watch how subtle it is. They start to pull back when you set a boundary, right? They get cold when you say no. They punish you with distance instead of talking and communication. Pay attention. Do they only show up when it benefits them? Do they remind you of everything that they've done for you? Do you feel anxious instead of safe, confused instead of calm? Because love doesn't feel like pressure, it really doesn't. It doesn't feel like performance. It doesn't make you afraid to speak your truth just to keep the fucking peace. And here's the part that hurts, but heals. If you stopped giving and they disappeared, they didn't lose you, they lost access. And when someone only stays for access, their absence isn't abandonment, it's exposure. See, that's not heartbreak, that's clarity. And clarity, I'm telling you, man, is fucking freedom.
Okay, listen, this is just a reminder that men are disgusting and they do not care about half the shit that you think that they care about. They do not care about the little things that you obsess over in your head.
We barely talked all day, and then I texted him. I was like, "Hey, do you want to call?" And he just goes, "Can't." And I said, "Okay, we're good, right?" And he just said yes. And then he didn't snap me or anything for like 4 hours, and I just sent him a snap asking if he wanted to like see what I was painting, because I'm painting. I was like, "Hey, do you want to see what I painted?" And he just left it on open. Like, I'm not forcing you to date me. You don't have to be with me, okay? Just tell me so I'm not like wasting my time anymore.
And you were? You don't get it. There is a darkness inside of me. It wants to get out, wants to walk around. It wants some walking around money, and it wants to buy some shoes, and it wants to walk up with the people and say, "Hey, Gator don't play no shit." You feel me? Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
A lot of these modern women like to comment on a man's masculinity. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Well, I believe a man should be this, and this, right? But I think the problem is a lot of these modern women really don't have a concept of what a man is. You can have an opinion, but the unfortunate thing for a lot of these modern women is their opinion is wrong. Their opinion of what a man is and what a man should be is wrong. That's not actually how a man works. That's not actually how masculinity works. They don't know that. They're just talking about what they read in some book somewhere.
Never trust a woman who does this. I don't care how much she says she likes you. I don't care how well you get along. The moment she does this, it's over. Because a woman who just disappears, no explanation, no closure, just ghosts you, is showing you something deeper. Because it's not about being busy.
Yeah.
It's not about timing. It's about respect.
Yeah.
A woman who ghosts you doesn't respect you. That's avoidance. And avoidance is a lack of respect. Because when someone values you, they don't leave you confused. They leave you with clarity. So if she disappears, don't chase, don't question yourself. Just understand that behavior already told you everything.
Men love to call themselves protectors and providers, but protectors from whom and providers of what? They're protectors of other men and providers of trauma. As a divorce lawyer, I see this pattern more than I should. Ask yourself, who do they really protect? I've seen husbands jump to defend their buddies, their coworkers, even complete strangers at a bar, but go silent when it's their wife who needs defending. They'll fight to guard their reputation, their pride, their image, but not the woman who shares their home. They'll protect their friends from consequences, but not their own family from pain. And let's talk about provision, because what are they providing? For too many women, it isn't stability, it isn't safety, it isn't peace, it's anxiety, it's sleepless nights, it's walking on eggshells in your own home. They provide excuses, they provide broken promises, they provide trauma that women spend years, sometimes decades, trying to heal from. I've had clients who spent their entire marriage carrying the weight while their husbands carried only their ego. Men who insisted they were the provider when in reality their wives were providing everything: income, childcare, emotional labor, while he provided chaos. Protecting and providing are not about titles, they're about actions. If you want to call yourself a protector, start by making sure the people you love feel safe in your presence and not scared of it. If you want to call yourself a provider, provide more than just bills being paid. Provide consistency, provide kindness, provide peace. Because protection without safety isn't real. Provision without stability isn't real. And a marriage without either isn't a partnership. So the next time a man brags about being a protector and provider, listen closely. Who is he protecting? What is he providing? Because words are cheap, but the reality of what his family feels, that tells the truth.
I'm just wondering, if you were a single parent, do you ever just like sit there and think, will I ever be able to offer someone else loving my kid, or them getting to see me loved the right way? I question that all the time, which is crazy because I don't even go out and date. But I'm 3.5 years post splitting up from his dad, and I wonder all the time, like, when will that happen for me? Or will it ever happen? Like, will there ever be a bonus person in our lives?
All right, I'm going to say this, and I want you to really hear me when I say this. Submission is not a role. It's not obedience. It's not something that you play into. It's a reaction. Submission is not about how well you can listen about what you're told to do. Submission is a response. It's saying, I'm not going to filter how I feel right now. I'm going to submit to the truth of my emotions, and I'm going to let you see it all. And this is where intimacy truly starts, because this is what this person is saying with their submission. They are saying, I will let myself be moved by you if you are truly here with me. Submission is allowing yourself to be fully present in a moment and then inviting somebody else to be present in that moment with you, which is what scares some dominance away. Because intimacy starts when that other person is present with you. Submission means that you are no longer putting on a performance, so the dom is no longer allowed to perform. Because you are not hiding, the dom cannot hide. By showing up as your most true self, you are inviting them to do the same. Submission is not about control or obedience in the end. It is an invitation and a response.
Why should we hire you?
Well, I actually didn't come here looking for a job. I came here looking for a man.
My man.
So.
Thank you to my man.
Yeah. Happily? Happily?
We're happily married.
Like, are you sure?
Yeah, we're
Are you positive?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How long? Like, how's it been?
Long enough. Yeah.
Oh, long enough. Long enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was fired. How do I feel about that? I just want a man. That's all it is. And he has to have money. So I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah.
All right, ladies. I know it's going to be tough for y'all in this new world of the soft guy era, where you got to pull your weight, you got to do your part. But mostly, because of your forbear movement, from now on, you've got to be the one to approach. We do not want to offend you or make you feel like you're going to be harmed. So from now on, you're the ones making the approach. And I know that's way outside of your wheelhouse. I know it can be uncomfortable. I've given some advice before, but here's another piece of advice. if you're out at a restaurant or a bar, a dinner party, or whatever it is, and you see a guy that you would like to get to know a little bit better, here's a new trick for you. I've even given it a name. Give him the Gatsby. Look, we've all seen the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. You know what I'm talking about. So, there's somebody in the room that you'd like to get to know a little better, but you know because he's a modern man. He's a soft guy. You're gonna have to take a little initiative. So what you do is you grab your drink. See? See how easy that was? You make eye contact across the room. You lift your drink. You nod your head. That gives him the opening. From that moment on, everything goes back to, you know, kind of traditional. So then he knows that you don't think he's gonna serial kill your grapes or whatever awful thing could potentially happen. So give it a shot. Give him the Gatsby. Drizzle, drizzle.
We begin with this New York divorce lawyer saying you should not date during the divorce process.
But you can do everything you can to keep the emotions as under control as possible. Keep them low. Don't keep them running high. Don't show up at things with your new boyfriend or girlfriend. Don't be out on dating sites. I want you to also take a step back, take a deep breath, reevaluate your life, rediscover yourself. You'll be able to find yourself and therefore then be able to find the right new person.
All right, so this is Dennis Veltrano. He's actually a colleague of mine. He's someone I've had cases against. Good lawyer, knows what he's doing. That's good advice. That clip's good advice, I got to tell you. I think I refer to that as don't wave red flags in front of a bull. Like, I think that, you know, when you're going through a divorce, you're under scrutiny. Drive slow when the cops are behind you. When it's an emotionally tense time, like, I'm not saying don't date. You should date. Sometimes it's very healthy for people when they're going through a divorce process to have, you know, connections to other people to remind them of what it is the post-divorce life could potentially look like, remind them that they're attractive, give them something, some shelter in the storm. But is it the time to be bringing your new girlfriend or new boyfriend to your kid's soccer practice where your soon-to-be ex is going to be? It's not. You're just waving a red flag in front of a bull. Do you have the right to? Yes, you have the right to. Just like you have the right to wear a clown costume when you walk down the street if you want to, but why would you want to? Like do things that actually make sense for the process. So Dennis, good advice on that one. I'm not going to pillory Dennis.
Single men, how are you surviving in this crazy ass economy? This is a 2-income economy. You need to get married. Dating as a single man has to be so expensive. Why are you choosing to suffer alone when you can have a partner to build an amazing life together with? The new thing is sending women money. You don't have to send money anymore. You're going to send money to your wife's future retirement. How about that? Stop wasting money on all these dates. I'm seeing like the marriage culture has gone down the drain. Everyone's single. The women are winning. Listen, I see so many women making more money, having more in their retirement, traveling the world, building an amazing life. And you men out here are slacking. You men don't understand how much a woman or partner adds value to your life. Get it together. You got this. I believe in you. Wife that girl up. Get out of this crazy ass economy where the price of gas, food, insurance, everything, and it's so depressing. I hope I was able to knock some sense into one of you men out there. I'll be back.
Some of you don't even know what the bare minimum looks like, so I'm gonna have to show you. Within a few days of a man asking for your number, you should get a message that looks something like this. Want to grab dinner Monday or Wednesday night? Ladies, you respond with enthusiasm. Yes, I can do Monday night. Just let me know what time and where. Then it's clear that he's the one that's planning the date because he invited you. Then he sends a potential location. He says, down to meet here around 7:45 p.m. And you respond, wonderful, I've never been there. 7:45 would be great. And then he says, cool, I made reservations. Look forward to seeing you again then. Happy face emoji. And then you just say, thank you for doing that. I'm looking forward to it too. If you're experiencing anything less than what I just showed you, it is time to cut your losses and move on. In the end, you're gonna save yourself a lot of time and a lot of heartbreak if you quickly filter out the men that really aren't that interested in pursuing you.
You can't build a relationship with someone who doesn't see a relationship as a priority. And that is their prerogative. This person has every right to say, I don't want to have to commit to somebody. I don't want to have to owe somebody something. I don't want to have to call. And I know a lot of people will say, but aren't relationships amazing? And they are, when you have the bandwidth and you're actually ready for it and it's a priority for you, because they also take work in the good way. But texting, calling, FaceTimes, plans, that's all intentionality, and that's this person making it a priority. So let me ask you, you might cry a little now or you'll cry a lot later. Which one are you going to choose?
If a man asks you out on a coffee date, charge him $500. As a divorce lawyer, let me tell you why. Coffee is for colleagues. Coffee is not for courting. Would that man ask Margot Robbie out on a coffee date? When a man asks you out on a coffee date, what he's really saying is, I want your time, your energy, your presence at the lowest possible cost to me. Coffee is cheap. Coffee is convenient. Coffee takes zero effort. And yet your time is not cheap. Your presence is not convenient. And your energy is not effortless. It's valuable. If a man asks you out for coffee, send him an invoice. Charge him $500 because that's closer to the real value of your time, your energy, and your presence.
I don't know how she says this with such a straight face, but for women that agree with this, that is what makes men believe that women are delusional and transactional. Because he knows, I know, and you should know that you're not Margot Robbie. So a coffee date is totally appropriate for normal folk like us, which is why I highly recommend for you guys that are out there dating, keep on making the coffee date your first date, because it is a good filter and it keeps the delusional women at bay.
For the past couple of weeks, me and a few people have been having these conversations how there's a lack of attractive men in the dating pool. There's plethora of beautiful women who take care of themselves. They put effort into their hair, their outfits, and their physique. While a lot of men do not do the same thing. They kind of just work a 9 to 5 and just sit and watch football. I digress. But that conversation, well, those conversations just unlocked a memory in my head. So it was probably maybe 2 years ago. I was just out and about in the bars, blah, 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 with a few friends. Some guys came to approach us just to talk. And mind you, this man is out of shape, okay? Like beer belly and all. Proceeds to ask me if I think I will be fat after pregnancy and out of shape. Then he follows it up by saying, I cannot be in a relationship or marry a woman who will get fat and out of shape after pregnancy. Sir, you look like you're 36 weeks pregnant and you can't even get pregnant. Anyways, I looked at his belly and I was like, you really asking me that question? And I proceeded to tell him how I wouldn't date someone who doesn't have a six-pack. And man, did he get upset about that.
Biggest shit test we have in society is feminism. When we realize that this is a shit test, they think they want a man who's not going to tell her what to do, doesn't expect her to cook and clean, doesn't expect her to have children, doesn't have, have any boundaries, loves her way more than she loves him. They don't realize that the moment the man says yes to all of these things, she actually loses love and respect for him. She will get incredibly frustrated with him, particularly when she has children, because in her process of being this feminist and selecting a man that lets her make all the decisions, when she starts a family with him and when she has kids with him, she's frustrated that he lets her make all the decisions. She's frustrated that he's not a leader. Feministic values make them by design only compatible with weak men.
If a woman makes false allegations in a silver bullet divorce and her husband commits suicide and they find out she lied, she should be convicted to the fullest. And a lot of you might not agree with that. But if you've never dealt with false allegations in a divorce, you have no idea what it does to you. He loses his home, his kids, all of his money, his career, his reputation, everything overnight. That would drive anybody to commit suicide. And on top of that, the brain damage, the nervous system collapse, the trauma, the PTSD, and the CPTSD, because this shit goes on for years. Her lies drove him to no longer wanting to live. And before all you ladies go crazy, currently in Australia, Scotland, and England, they're starting to convict male abusers who abuse their victims with coercive control, and their victims commit suicide. It's never been done before, because usually people look at suicide as an independent decision. But now the courts are starting to look and see that people can be driven to committing suicide. Now they're just doing it for women, and I support that. Because what's going to end up happening is they're going to start looking at men, because the suicide rates for men are astronomical. And honestly, if they start convicting, it's going to stop all this bullshit. It's going to save a lot of men's lives. And if you're a man struggling with this right now, you need some help, you can book a session with me. got a book called Unmasking the Predator, which helps you deal with female predators in divorce, heal, and detach. And then also a free ebook for men who are struggling with suicide called Don't Die Tonight. It's all in the link in the bio.
Somebody tell me why I have a beautiful house, warm, cozy, and yet this is where my husband is.
Because it's your house, right? Not you and your husband's house. That's why he's out there, because the garage is most likely the only place where he has a say-so in anything. I bet you anything, it's the only place that he's been able to decorate himself. It's been the only place where he's been able to decide on furniture. It's probably the only place where he can watch the sports that he wants to watch on his TV. It's probably the only place in his house where he can actually just sit down and relax without being told what he needs to do next. I bet you anything, he could even fall asleep. He could close his eyes and take like a 15-minute nap without getting yelled at. It's probably the only place where he can actually feel at peace, even though he's in this foldable chair that's probably not that comfortable, but he has the dog on his lap, so that helps keep him warm. That's why, ladies, that's why he's looking for solitude. He's looking for his own place where he can find peace, even if it's just briefly, because remember, the rest of the place is your house, not his.
This is a public service announcement for white men. It is okay to approach a Latina at the bar. That part, yep. It is okay to like a Latina. We are equals. We are pretty people. We are also equal to the blondes at the bar. Even better. Even better, maybe. I don't wanna, perhaps. Don't call me on it, but. Please, it is okay to approach a Latina at the bar. It is okay. We will talk to you. We will talk to you. It is okay. I promise. It is okay. Please approach us. We are all one. We are begging. We're begging. We're on our hands and knees. Please approach us. I'm on my knees. Like, what the fuck?
If a man leaves the relationship, he's never coming back. Let me cook for a second. A man will cheat on you. A man will shut down emotionally on you. A man will shut down physically on you. A man will cuss you out. A man might even grip you up. But when a man leaves, men don't leave. When a man leaves, it is over in every single way. And if he's leaving you, that's because he found something to replace you. He found something that he feels like in his heart is better than you, because men don't leave relationships to be alone. Because men don't believe that healing alone is the way that you get over a relationship. We believe that getting on top of another woman and building with another woman is how you get over a relationship. That's why we always get into relationships faster than women and get over past relationships faster than women, because before we leave, 9 times out of 10, we already got somebody to fill your shoes. So if you're dealing with a man and he left, that's over, baby. Respectfully.
When a man disrespects you and treats you like you are nothing, that is exactly what you must become to him. Make yourself disappear. Houdini that man. But this is exactly where most of you driven, successful, beautiful women go wrong, because I see it every single day in my one-on-one sessions. You don't see his lack of consideration and inconsistency as rejection. You see it as an invitation to prove yourself. So instead of walking away, you start performing and you think, I'm not losing anything by trying, but you are. You're losing your dignity, you're losing your self-respect, you're bending over backwards to become what he might want someday. But Allie, you don't understand. Once he sees how great I am, he's gonna step up and he's gonna start pulling his weight. Who told you that? How it starts is how it will continue. And what incentive does this avoidant man have to treat you better when you've already accepted basura, mentiras, porquerías, and rewarded it with access, warmth, and reassurance? You want to know what actually commands respect? Walk away, because your absence will cut deeper than your words ever could. So wish him the best and go be with the man who heard you the first time.
If you can go 3 days without talking to me, you're not it. You know, half of you are completely shooting yourself in the foot because you don't even give men an opportunity to fall in love with you. Because you're that addicted to communication. It's like Nothing can get off the ground unless a guy is love bombing you. Have you ever stopped to consider that maybe a man that is actually taking his time to get to know you and is pacing his emotional investments is a sign of emotional maturity? Instead of a man that's rushing and hurrying his emotional investments? It's like speed is not necessarily an indication of emotional health. Believing that you should receive daily communication from someone that you're not in a relationship with, and if you don't get that, you shouldn't take them seriously, is weird. It's fine if daily communication happens. My point is, it's weird to expect that from someone that's barely more than a stranger.
That's what I said about that submissive woman. See, when I submit to my man, I'm being fed. It turns me on. I wouldn't even be turned on by a man I couldn't submit to, because that is in my nature. Like, I'm turned on by submitting to you. I'm turned on when you walk in the house and there's something about me that's like, Daddy, that I don't want to be in my masculine. I'm turned off in my masculine with you. So it's not about I'm doing this because it makes you happy. It probably does. And this may sound selfish, but I'm submitting to you because it actually makes me happy.
I'm Kylie. I don't know why this is a hot take, but I truly believe that women are meant to be leaders. And history, research, and biology back this up. First of all, a study conducted by the Harvard Business Review found that in 17 out of 19 cases, women outperform men, especially on key leadership skills like collaboration. And companies with more women in leadership positions report higher profits and greater innovation. And don't forget the obvious of women giving birth. I believe the ability to create life, as well as the socialization of women to be empathetic, makes us great leaders. So there's a socialization component as well. Don't forget, there have been thriving matriarchal societies in places like Indonesia, China, and other African countries. Tribes with women in charge often have less violence, more balanced communities, and stronger community ties. I'm not saying that men can't be leaders. I genuinely just think that women are better suited for it. Even today, in a lot of countries where women are in leadership positions, these citizens are happier. We need to stop putting women into this subservient role and actually let us do what we should be doing, which is leading people and building societies for a better world.
So the girlies is mad because I stated that it doesn't matter whether you wait to lay down with a man the first, second, third night, or whether you wait 90 days, which I'm not understanding. The fact of the matter is, ladies, and this is no shade to my girlies, because I understand that sometimes, yes, you do have to wait and you do have to take your time to get to know somebody. But what I'm trying to say is that where's that energy when y'all be picking and choosing? And when y'all be picking and choosing when to break the rules, when y'all be picking and choosing what men y'all gonna let, because these are the same females that in high school didn't want the smart kid that was sitting in the back. Y'all wanted the foolery, the man that was throwing paper balls and not listening to the teacher and slamming desks on the floor. So where was that energy then? Ladies, y'all do know that we only have the say so of when we're gonna have children, right? When it comes to marriage and stuff like that, that's up to the men. But this generation is so up and worrying about the stereotypes and what cultural norms are that we think that we in charge of when a could put a ring on our finger too. Yes, we in charge of when we giving up our nookie and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, whether you make a wait or not is not going to determine whether he wifes you or not. You can make a wait 30 days. 90 days, and he will wait until you let him hit, and he will still curve you. Y'all mad, and y'all be living in lies.
And you know, you have to understand that when you ask about where all the good men are, a lot of these men are quiet. They're right in front of you. They didn't disappear. They just quiet. I'm selective. I'm less willing to throw myself into another situation that looks and that feels unserious. You look and you feel unserious. This whole thing that we got going on looks and feels unserious. It looks like you playing around. You about to play with my money, about to play with my time. Some of these brothers got kids and you about to play with my kids. And if you start doing that, you might have a problem.